Okay, good evening, everyone. Good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're watching this from. My name is Mordecai Orimlade, and you are welcome to tonight's session on Top Club. Tonight, we'll be talking about mastering self leadership. You'll be learning how you can lead yourself and others with purpose. And if you know what this organization is about, we are committed to raising purpose-driven leaders who will become agents of positive change. We believe that inside everyone lies something of treasure, something of virtue, something of value, and it's their responsibility to work on themselves to bring it out so that they can impact others. All right, and one of the things we do at Teens on Purpose International, which is majorly focused on teens and young adults between the ages of 15 and 25, we are committed to equipping you with skills and knowledge needed to create change in the world. And tonight is one of the webinars, one of the time we come to share, bringing experts to share their wisdom, share their knowledge and experience with you. Last month, we talked about success blueprint, how you can advance your life. And today, we'll be talking about mastering self leadership. Because before you can start impacting lives, creating change, you must first what? It starts with you. You can't give what you don't have. You have to know yourself. You have to know your purpose before you can start impacting, creating change, and even influencing others. And tonight, our speaker is ready. He's going to be sharing you like from his wealth of wisdom, from his wealth of knowledge. He's someone that has the track record. All right, he's not just coming to speak from knowledge. He's coming to speak from his experience. And if you know Mr. Val Okafor, is someone that's remarkable. He has impacted thousands of lives. He's a youth development professional and is the CEO of the Val Okafor company. I'm sure you're excited. You can't wait to hear from him. He speaks with so much power and wisdom. And I'm sure that tonight you will not remain the same. Your life will be changed. There will be shifts in your mindset and how you approach leadership. So very quickly before I welcome him on stage, I want someone to share the link on Top Club. I know our team, if you are watching me, I know you have done that already. Share it with everyone. Let everyone come. It's time to learn. It's time to get impacted. It's time to get the skills and knowledge needed to what advance your life. And if you can see me, if you can hear me, I'm sure you can all see me, but if you can do that, just let me know I am here. I'm ready to learn tonight. I'm seeing people are joining. Let me know, put in the comment section, say I am ready to learn tonight. Let me know how excited you are. Our speaker is ready, and I'm sure you must be ready too. And if I were you, it's part of being a leader, all right? Share this with someone. Don't just come to learn this value alone. Don't just come to get impacted alone. Share this with someone. There's someone that you know that needs to hear this. So be a good leader. Share it on your WhatsApp status. Share with a friend. Do something about that now, all right? And let me know how excited you are. Get your pen, get your notepad, whatever you need to write and jot down ideas. And if you have your questions, get ready to ask at the end of the session. All right. So let me know. I'm waiting to see in the comment section. Let me know if you are ready to learn. Let me know how excited are you. Please put in the comment section. I'm waiting. I'm checking. Let me know how excited are you to learn tonight. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. And don't forget, invite someone. Invite someone. We are talking about mastering self leadership. Mastering self leadership. All right. I know you want to create change in the world. It's the desire of many young people to create change in the world, to impact their world. I remember what someone said. He said, it talks about that you are in this world for a purpose. Your life will be driven by a purpose, but you can't really start fulfilling purpose if you don't know who you are, if you not mastered yourself, if you not even know that you have the ability to lead. Many young people don't know they have the ability to lead, which is very, and that's why they can influence others. They're not ready to create change or solve problems. But I know you have the desire to create change in this world, and tonight you'll be learning how to do that. You'll be learning how to master your self leadership so you can influence, lead yourself, and also others with purpose. So I'm waiting. I've not seen any comment section, any comment in the chat box. I'm still waiting. Or let me be sure. Or okay, so I'm still waiting for your comments. Okay, good evening, Miracle. You're welcome. Thanks for joining. And please, Miracle, you can share it on Top Club. Okay, let them know we have started and they should join us quickly because our speaker is ready. Is ready. So any other person, if you're ready to learn tonight, let me know in the comment section. Just say something. Say I'm ready to learn tonight. I'm ready to learn tonight. Great. Miracle is saying she's that's great. That's great. That's great. All right. Without wasting time, I'm going to be inviting our speaker now. We've shared his profile on our WhatsApp group, and I'm sure you can see it's loaded. All right. If I start reading, is the impact he has done, the value he has created in the world. All right. So let me just reach just a brief one, and the rest you can just check it in the community. So Val Okafor is a youth development professional with empowering. I lost my network. 2 minutes. Let me show you can see me. Let me know if you can hear me. Please let me know in the comment section. Let me know if you can hear me in the comment section. Okay, I think I'm back now. Great. So Val Okafor is a youth development professional with a decade of proven experience empowering Africa's young population. He's a renowned transformational speaker and social innovator. He brings cutting-edge strategies that drive measurable growth for individuals and organizations, equipping them to thrive in an ever-evolving marketplace. His actionable insights and forward-thinking solutions deliver more than knowledge. They create real-world impact. As the CEO of the Val Okafor Company, he pioneers leadership and entrepreneurship development training programs designed to inspire, challenge, and transform participants into high impact leaders. Val's methodology is grounded in innovation, making him a sought after expert in cultivating the skill and mindset essential for success in today's competitive environment. He's also the author of several books, several inspiring books, and I'm sure we'll be sharing some of them after this session. So, with a clapping ovation, standing ovation, anyone you want to do, let's welcome Val Okafor as he speaks to us on mastering self-leadership. You're welcome, sir. Can you hear me? Okay, great.
Yes, I can hear you. Please confirm that you can hear me as well. Thank you very much for that beautiful
Great,
introduction.
great.
Can you hear me?
We, yeah, you're welcome. You're welcome.
All
So you can
right.
take the floor,
All right.
sir.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that introduction, and thank you for inviting me to be here today to speak to this amazing community on mastering self-leadership and how you can live with purpose. Thank you, guys. Please, if you know somebody who should be in this webinar and they're not here, please send the link to them so that they can join. Right? You know somebody who should be here, but the person is not here. Send the link so that they can join. Because in the next 25 to 30 minutes, I'm going to be sharing with you secrets of transformational leadership, which you can start by yourself, right? And then so we can have time for questions and answers. Mastering self-leadership. Let me tell you something that happens when people hear the word leadership. When people hear the word leadership, they quickly divorce themselves from that word, okay? They quickly push the word to someone else because in their minds, they think leadership is for those who are smart and intelligent. They think leadership is for those who have been appointed into political positions. They think leadership is for those who hold empires, who, the prim and the proper, who speak good English, right? So they begin to look at themselves and begin to say, no, this is not for me. Mr. Val, I'm not sure this is for me. Mastering self-leadership. We're supposed to have CEOs of companies in the room. We're supposed to have business moguls in the room. We're supposed to have wealthy people, influencers in the room. So this thing is not for me. This happens when the word leadership is mentioned because there's been a misconception of the word leadership from time immemorial, right? Well, I'm here to redefine leadership, okay? I'm here to redefine leadership so that you can begin to take responsibility immediately. So what does leadership mean? What does leadership mean? Number one, leadership is a consciousness. Please write, please note. Leadership is a consciousness, all right? It's a personal consciousness that you have towards the improvement of the quality of your life. Somebody say my voice is not very clear. I don't know. Who else can confirm if my voice is clear? Someone say in the chat that my voice is not clear. Is there any other person who can confirm? Maybe our host can help me to confirm if my voice is clear or not. Um, let me see.
Okay, so it's very clear. It's better now. It's better now. But it's
Okay, it's
still
better. I've removed it.
a bit, like it's
earpiece. Uh-oh.
so it's still skipping. It's more audible now, but it's breaking a bit. Let me see.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Really?
Let me
Network,
let me see what could
please
be
don't do
good.
this today.
Okay.
Don't do this today.
Okay. So it's more audible now, but it's just breaking a bit.
How about now?
Yes. Like it's louder. Before it was low, but now it's louder. But it's just breaking a bit.
I'm not
Or
sure.
maybe it's become more stable.
Okay, I'm not sure why. I'm not sure why it's skipping. I think network is a little bit cool on my end. I don't know.
Okay. Someone said I can hear you clearly too. Let me find out what could be the reason. But can you hear me clearly? Can you hear me
Yes,
clearly?
yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Okay. Let me find. Okay, I don't know what could have been the cause. Okay, can you try speaking again?
All right. So how about now?
Maybe let me just believe that the network will just be stable again. All right, maybe just continue. But I'm hearing you, but not still shaky. But I'm still hearing you. Let me see the comment section. Let me be
Okay.
sure.
Is it possible
It's
to
possible. I guess as
log out and log in again?
because it's breaking. Okay, maybe that we should do. That would be better. That would be better. That would be
Okay.
better.
So I'll
Yeah,
just
yeah.
I'll just leave and come in.
All right, it's fine. Yeah. All right, thank you everyone for that. I can hear Mr. Modi well without breaking. Okay, I guess it's the network. It's going to go off and come back again. So I guess you guys are already learning something already, and in divine leadership, and I'm sure. So some of you maybe just use the opportunity again to invite someone. All right, invite someone like just a few minutes you already used. You can see the values already providing. Great is a consciousness. Yes, it's a consciousness. It's going to come back to explain uh, more deeply about that. Okay, so let's try it again. All right,
Hello everyone. Is it cool?
it's very better now.
Okay.
Yeah, thank God.
It's better. You know what? I'm just going to build it very fastly. Let's see if we can cover some.
So it's breaking again. Like I'm still trying to find out the issue. It started breaking again.
Really?
It started breaking again. But hope there's no like different tabs open on your phone, like maybe
No, no,
by
no,
extracting the maybe the resources
no.
of
Just
the net.
about, just about. I've closed all tabs. I've closed all tabs.
Okay, okay, I'm still trying to find the reason for that. But when it came online first, it was very clear.
Okay.
All right, so maybe just continue. Just continue. Let's believe that it will adjust itself. But I can
Okay.
hear
But
you, but not very clear. But I'm hearing what you're saying.
okay. I just want to be sure that at least people can hear me. Somebody saying it's still breaking.
Yes,
Wow.
but Bemisola, Bemisola, can you still hear some words because I can hear it here. All right, it's not very smooth, but I can hear what Mr. Val is saying. So let me be sure you can hear too. Someone should drop something in the comment section. Let's be sure you can hear. Even though it's breaking a bit, can you still hear clearly? Because I can hear what he's saying. All right, let's someone do that very quickly. Let's someone give a comment, a feedback. Oh, we are still hearing a bit.
Well, I can hear you loud and clear, right, from my end,
Yeah,
seamlessly.
I'm
But
still trying to.
I don't
The
know
only
why.
issue that would have happened if there are other tabs are open, but if there's no tab, I'm wondering what
Just
could have been
close.
the
I've
reason.
closed all tabs. Okay.
Okay, so to avoid, yeah, so it's still breaking. So you can just continue because I can hear you bit by bit. I'm hearing what you're saying, although it's shaking, but I'm hearing what you're saying.
What if
So maybe just continue because
what
maybe
if I
most
turn
of
off
maybe
I
network.
turn off my video? Is it breaking?
Okay, it's a bit clearer now. It's a bit clear. Is it because of the video? I'm wondering.
I don't think so.
So try doing that again. Try doing that again.
Okay. Okay. So I don't know if this is better. Can you hear me loud and clear?
It's still the same thing. So let's just it's still breaking. So let's just use the video and just continue, sir.
Wow.
You can hear, like I said, you can hear your voice breaking. So it's fine. Let's just assume it's network. So maybe just continue. We can still hear you, although it's breaking, but we can still hear you.
Wow. Just
So you can just continue.
sorry, I'm trying to connect. I'm trying to connect to another network. Let's see. That works.
Okay, all right. Okay, so everyone, sorry for the break, the glitch we're experiencing here. All right, but still, please just still be ready to learn tonight. Things want to stop you from learning tonight, and that thing must be stopped. We will take control. We will take control. So Michael is saying I can hear you, but it's still breaking. So I'm sure it's maybe network. I'm not really clear about what could be wrong. All right. So don't forget we are still talking about mastering self leadership. All right, and Mr. Val was already talking about leadership is being a consciousness. And I'm sure we'll be back. But once you come back, even though it's breaking, please you have to bear with us. You have to bear with us for tonight. You have to bear with us for tonight, right? Let me show that. Let me show that shots. Okay. All right. Let's check
Okay,
it
are we
again.
good? Is it fine?
Ah, very perfect. It's very perfect
Wow.
now.
Okay.
Perfect
Okay.
now.
Fine.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right. So, guys, so sorry about that. Sorry about the fluctuation that we had. Sometimes you experience these glitches, and but we just keep trying until we get it right. And that's what self leadership is truly about. We are talking about leadership now, and part of leadership is taking initiative and not, saying, "Oh my God, can we cancel this?" You try to look for ways to make it work. And so I want to thank you for your patience, for being on here. Now we are good to go. Let's hit the ground running. So I was talking about leadership, and I said that when people hear the word leadership, they quickly divorce themselves from that word because in their mind, they are imagining that leadership is for the perfect. Leadership is for people who have been elected into political position, people who are CEOs, people who are business moguls, right? They begin to see themselves as not qualified for that particular thing called leadership. But I'm here to redefine it for you because leadership is a conscious decision, is a conscious effort that leads to self improvement. Okay, let me help you to understand this. Leadership is, first of all, taking personal responsibility for the improvement of your life. When you begin to take personal responsibility for the improvement of your life, your leadership journey just begun, right? So when we talk about leadership, and in this context, personal leadership, we are saying take personal responsibility for the quality of your life. So if we want to put it in perspective, we will now say leadership, right, is a conscious decision to improve the quality of your life such that the ripple effect positively impact the lives of those around you. I take it again. Leadership, right, is a conscious decision to take personal effort, personal responsibility to improve the quality of your own life, right? Such that the ripple effect positively impacts the lives of those around you. That's leadership. Because if you can't lead you, it will be impossible to lead others. If I can't lead me, I won't be able to lead others. However, leadership is inside out. That's what it means.
Leadership is inside out. It starts from within because I've taken personal responsibility for my own life, right? And by doing that, the ripple effect now affects the people around me. That's what leadership is about. So the next time you hear leadership, please do not push the responsibility to someone else. Do not push it to that CEO. Do not push it to that influencer. Do not push it to that famous person or that popular person. No, it is a personal responsibility to improve the qualities of your life such that it can now positively impact the lives of those around you. Now, having laid that foundation as a matter of introduction, I'd like to speak to us, to on three major elements of personal leadership. If you want to master personal leadership, then you need to pay attention to these three elements. Number one is self discovery. Self discovery. All right. So if you want to master self leadership, you need to start from yourself. Remember, I said that leadership is inside out. Self discovery is a journey, an introspection into who you are. We call it self awareness. You need to understand who you are for you to be able to lead effectively. If you don't know who you are, you probably die like someone else, right? And that is what has led a lot of people to copy others because they've not taken time to identify who they truly are. And so the identities they see out there on social media, on television, magazine is what they have copied. And they are living the lives of the people they see on the gram, on magazines, on television. So they have not fully identified who they are. They are simply living the lives of other people. So we can call them photocopy, right? Photocopy because they've not been able to identify truly who they are. So self awareness, self discovery is the first element, is the first pillar to mastering self leadership. You must know who you truly are. And I'm not even talking about your name. I'm not talking about your name. I'm not talking about your state of origin. I'm not talking about your language. I'm not talking about the facial marks on your face. I'm not talking about the continent you come from. Mm-mm. Those things are too limiting. They limit you, right? Your language, your culture, your tradition, they limit you. That's not who you are. It's just a container. I like to say that when you buy Mortina, now after taking in the content, do you keep the can and then you use it to decorate your house? The answer is no. You don't do that because what made you to buy that Mortina is actually the content. When you take the content, you throw away the container. Now, a lot of people pay more attention to the container rather than the content. Your content is the essence of your existence, the essence of your person, right? Your tribal marks, your language, they are the container. They are the container, right? Those things do not matter. They do not interfere with who you truly are. And I'm going to be sharing with you some examples to help buttress this point because I think I need to say this very well. In trying to know who you are, we need to travel back to who God has said that we are, because we are simply extensions of God's ability to do something in the earth realm which He cannot do. Because both God and devil need human vessels, they need bodies to be able to operate here. And because spirits cannot operate in the earth realm, human beings are extensions of the possibilities that they can achieve, which they cannot do here. Are we together? So, in knowing who you are, you want to go back to the factory, to creation, right? What am I doing here? There's got to be more. And I think I had a conversation with Mr. Mordecai before we came live. I say there's got to be things that we are here to do. Apart from going to school, apart from building houses, apart from getting married, those things are very good. Getting married is good. Having children is very good. Building mansions and having cars, excellent. Those things are very good. But there is something that transcends just buying cars, something that transcends just building houses, and it is fulfilling the essence of your person. Being abilities God can do, but He cannot do right here. Okay. The possibilities of what God can do, but He cannot do because He's spirit being. You are an extension of all those possibilities. Now, I love to say this a lot. I love to quote from Matthew 5:13 to 16. Remember, we're still talking about self-awareness. This is the first element, first pillar in self mastering self leadership. You must know who you are. Leadership is inside out. If you fail at this, you won't be able to impact anybody. You'll not be able to influence anybody, right? So some things need to be all right, first of all, with you before you can do any exploit out there. Now, Matthew 5:13-16 said, and I quote, "Ye are the salt of the earth. You are the salt of the earth." All right. Now, if a salt loses its savor, it means its ability to add taste. Wherewith can it be salted? It is as good as nothing because men will throw it and trample on it. That's what Jesus Christ said that you are. Okay, that's what Jesus Christ said that you are. So who am I minus tradition? Listen, in mastering self-discovery, mastering self-leadership, you need to come to that point where you begin to question certain things. Who am I truly? Is it what parents have said? Is it what society has said? Is it what friends have said? Is it what tradition has said? Is it what culture has said? Because there are people who believe that they can never amount to anything because people in their clan, people from their kindred, people from their culture never amounted to anything. They don't believe in going to school, they don't believe in going to the university, they don't believe in getting an education because they will tell you that my grandfather never went to school. People from our village, they don't do this kind of business, they never travel abroad, all kinds of things. That is a prescription of culture, not what God has said that you are. So, in understanding self awareness, you need to go back to what did God actually say about me, right? What did He say about me? He said, let me help you to understand. He said that ye are the salt of the earth. Now, I mean, if there are ladies in this building, I mean, possibly men who can cook, let me tell you, no matter how much you spend on the food items, right? I don't care. If you fail to add salt to whatever it is that you're cooking, right, is as good as nothing. Nobody will taste it. If you like, spend $1,000 on pomo shaki, you know, all the ingredients. Without a pinch of salt, it is tasteless. That's who God says you are. You are the salt of the earth. Now, let's bring it back home. What does salt do? Salt adds taste and sweetness to food. Now you are the salt of the earth. Imagine yourself in your family, in your company, in your environment, amongst your friends. You are the salt there. What it means that you have the ability to add sweetness to wherever you find yourself, to add taste to that company, to add taste to that family. And that taste can come as a result of those possibilities that you can express that God cannot do on the earth realm. That is what people will see and feel and say, wow, this is amazing. This is beautiful. This tastes so nice, right? Because you are now expressing all the condiments of sweetness on the inside of you. That is who you are. Not what culture said, not what tradition says, not what society has said. Society says don't go to school, but God is saying that you are the light of the world. Society says, oh, people like we don't go to school, we just get married and all of that, and you just build a small house, have small businesses. But God is saying that you are the salt of the earth, you're the light of the world, right? So self-awareness is coming back to the creation point. Why am I here? There's got to be a reason. God put me here, right? And loaded me with a lot of gifts, a lot of gifts, which light that said that of the earth, right? He has said that you are the salt of the earth, and then he moved further to say that you are the light of the world. What happens when light comes? When light comes, darkness gives way. When light comes, darkness disappears because darkness cannot comprehend light. It's not possible. When light shows up, darkness give way. Let me help you to understand. If you go into a dark room today, right? Tendencies are you're going to fall because you can't see anything. You're looking for a pen or you're looking for your phone in a dark room. You're going to grope around. And when you grope in, you don't even know what is in front of you. You're going to trip and fall because you can't see. When light comes, direction comes. Does that make sense? So you are the light. When people see you, they kind of see direction, because that is what light does. Light provides direction. And when direction is in place, destination is sure. A lot of people are not able to find meaning because there is no light yet. They've not been able to discover their own true light, and destination cannot be in place when you don't have a direction. Okay, so you are the light of the world. A city that is set on a hill can never hide. So he said that any man who puts up a candle doesn't hide it under a bushel. Okay, they put it on a candlestick so that it can give light to the entire place. Therefore, let your light so shine that it may give good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. Listen, guys, about is not physical light. The light he is talking about is not bulb, is not fluorescent, right? It's not your phone touch. That's not the light he's talking about. The light is talking about are the solutions you bring to the world, the inventions, all right, the interventions you are bringing to the world. Remember, I said that you are an extension of everything God can do on the earth realm, but He cannot come down and do them. He put them on the inside of you. As you're expressing them, you are simply adding light to the world. You are simply spreading that light. That's what it means. So when you invent an idea, when you innovate an idea, when you bring something, light has come so that men will see your good works. Good works. What does that mean? So that men will ideas and glorify your Father, which can do, but He cannot come down. However, He has put it on the inside of you to do. When you do them, it will attract praises and appreciation to the one who could have done it, but he can't come here to operate. Right, and then they're now glorifying God, because that is exactly what God could do, but He can't come here to operate in physical. He had to send you. Does that make sense? So I used to humorously say that anytime you do something that triggers appreciation to God, you have simply sent God money. God has just gotten a credit alert. So every day, you have to consciously do something that adds to God credit alert. So when people say, "Oh my God, Mordecai, this has just impacted my life," God gets a credit alert. Bam! Right? When you innovate an idea and it blesses the lives of people, God has gotten a credit alert. Let men see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. The glorification, the honor that is being ascribed to God as a result of what you're doing is like depositing money into God's account. Listen, so you have to consciously make sure you live every day crediting God's account by expressing the possibilities of God. That is who you are. That is who you are. That is who I am. I am simply an extension of what God could do but cannot do on the earth realm. He sent me here to do that. In the health sector, I am expressing God's possibilities. In economics, I am expressing it. In youth leadership, I'm expressing it. In fashion and design, I am expressing it, right? In oil and gas, I'm expressing it. In accounting, everywhere I find myself, I am simply expressing the possibilities of what God could do if He were to be here, if He were to be man, but He cannot be God and man at the same time. He has to send somebody that looks like Him, an ambassador that represents His ideas, an ambassador that represents His imaginative ability, His creativity right here on earth. So God doesn't need to come down. I am here already. He doesn't need to leave heaven to come and do what I'm supposed to do. I am here already with all the talents that He has put on the inside of me. As soon as I express them, I am simply bringing to possibilities or bringing to fruition everything He could have done by Himself. That is who you are. So self-discovery is actually a journey back to who you are, a journey back to who you are, a journey back to what God said that you are. Remember that before man came into existence, everything has been existing. The firmament was there, hippo was there, lions were there, elephants were there, tigers were there, but they were not enough to express God's possibilities. So He had to think of a higher being, all right? Okay, so sorry about that. So I was saying, that when you do this, when you have this consciousness, you will never look down on yourself. When you have this consciousness, you will never think small. Nigeria will be too small to limit you. Africa will be too small to hold you down. Pakistan will be too small to hold you down. America will be too small to hold you down, right? So you are a body just geographically positioned in Nigeria to fulfill God's mandate for your life. Listen, don't allow your place of residence to limit you. Don't allow culture to hold you down. Don't allow, association, friends, what parents have said to hold you down. Those things are just containers. And I'm being very honest with you. They are just containers. They are not the content. Your content is the essence of your person. Your content is the essence of your person. I'm going to share two stories, then I'll move to self development, the second pillar to mastering self leadership, guys. There's a doctor I respect so much, and the world respects so much. His name is Dr. Olutoye Oluyinka. Dr. Olutoye Oluyinka. He's a pediatrician expert pediatrician. Now, Dr. Olutoye performed what is known as a miracle in the medical field. What did he do? Listen, he operated on a woman who was 23 weeks pregnant. A woman who was 23 weeks pregnant. It's called a fetal surgery. Fetal surgery, right? Now, when Dr. Luther noticed that this baby was growing abnormally, he acted on that immediately. Now, he got the fetus out of the woman's womb, operated on the fetus. A fetus is a growing baby, put back the fetus inside the womb, and the baby grew up normally. And on the ninth month, the woman gave birth. So the world now knows that this woman gave birth twice. Twice. Dr. Oluyinka Olutoye performed what is known in the history of medicine a miracle operating on a growing baby, fetal surgery, guys. Not in Nigeria, in America, not in Africa, in North America. He did it, Olutoye Oluyinka. So one could have said, oh, maybe because he's black, he can't amount to anything. It's just container. It's just container, right? This guy is celebrated all over the world. He's like you and I. He's celebrated all over the world. What am I trying to say? That the essence of your person transcends the limit of color. The essence of your person transcends the limit of language, ethnic affiliation, religious affiliation. The essence of your person, it transcends all of those things that you've boxed yourself into. Oh, I'm not too educated. I've not gone to school. It doesn't truly matter if you know who you are, if you know the power you have within you. Okay. Yeah. So those things don't have the power to limit you, right? The second story is that of Okonjo Ngozi Iweala, another powerhouse who is currently the director general of one of the biggest economic outfits in the world, the World Trade Organization in Geneva, Switzerland. Okay, she's not a man, she's a woman. Not just that, she's from Africa. Not just that, she's from Nigeria. But do you know that the second election was unopposed? Nobody came to compete with her. It was given to her on a platter of gold, right? So you see that your color does not limit you. You are the one limiting yourself. So, what has God said about you? If you want to master self leadership, master self first, understand who you are, understand the power you carry, understand the influence you can wield in the world. But if that understanding is not there, then you'll be limited for life. Okay, so I'm running right now. The second pillar of to mastering self-leadership is self-development. Self-development, self-development, self-development. So congratulations, you've been able to identify who you are. The next step to take is to self-develop. When you self-develop, you move a notch higher. Everything God created, listen, he didn't create them all in its entirety. He left some to man. He left some to you and I to innovate on, right? He's the source. We are his resource. God is our source. We are his resource. Everything needed to create resources, the source has provided. Everything needed to innovate on, God has made provision for, right? So self development is another pillar to mastering self leadership. If you don't come to this level, then you'll be celebrated at the lowest point, right? Because your talent, your potential is just a call to responsibility. People don't, you should not celebrate potential. No, potential should trigger responsibility. Potential to should tell you to go and work on this potential, to work on it, to change it from potential to kinetic, right? So now I want you to pay attention. If everything we see in the world, right, the airplanes, the television, the furniture, everything, right, if everything we see in the world were created by God, then we will not truly know the abilities that we have on the inside of us. But God left them so that we can create. So from trees, we are making furniture. From trees, we are making furniture, we are making paper. From sand, we are making glass cup, right? From rubber, we are making tire. We're making many things, beautiful things. From steel, we are making cars, we are making airplanes. That is self-development. Those talents hidden on the inside of you, it's time to refine them, to work on them, to make them more attractive. I've said this before that any individual or nation who still plays around natural ability will continue to remain small. The world focuses on finished products. The world spend billions of dollars buying finished products. They spend less buying raw materials, but they spend more buying finished products. An example is Nigeria. We are great, rich in mineral resources. We have crude oil and other 34 other mineral resources of economic viability. But what happens? When this crude oil goes to France, go to Belgium, they come back as petrol, they come back as kerosene, they come back as bitumen, they come back as diesel, they come back as gas. And we spend so much money buying what has been refined more than how much we got when we sold it as raw material. So self development is moving a notch higher from your natural abilities into finished products, into transferable skill. So if your natural talent
Okay, I guess I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear Mr. Val Okafor, I can't hear him from here. Please, can we all hear him? Okay, I guess is an issue with the network. So hope you are getting value already. Hope you are getting value. Hope you are learning a lot from Mr. Volkafo. He has shared a lot already. He has shared a lot already. I guess it's just the network. It's just network. He has spoken about the pillars of self leadership, and he mentioned the self development. Okay, he mentioned self discovery first, talking about self awareness. So I want to be sure if you are learning already. If you are getting value, let me know in the comment section. Let me know I am learning and share one thing you have learned so far. Can you share one thing you have learned so far? I'm seeing Miracle here. I'm seeing Michael. I'm seeing Abdul Rahman. I'm seeing Imani. I'm seeing Godwin, Sharon. Share one thing you've learned so far while we wait for our speaker to join us again. Yeah, I shared two things that served as the pillar of self leadership. We mentioned self discovery or self awareness, knowing who you are, all right, knowing that you are an ambassador of God on earth, knowing that you are to shine your light, you have the light of God inside of you, and you are created to shine that light, knowing that you are sort of, that means you add sweet. I love the idea. I love what it says. It says you should add sweetness to this word. You should add sweetness. The word you become better because you are around. Yeah, and that's a very profound statement. So let me know what you have learned so far. Drop in the comment section. Let me know one thing you've learned so far. Let me know one thing you've learned so far. I'm waiting. I'm waiting. He said something that also touched my heart. Say you are an extension of God's possibility on earth. I mean, what can God can do? God has put the potential inside of you. But he also great. Sharon said she's learning. Great. I'm glad to hear that. Let me know what you have learned so far. Share with me. So he's talking about the second pillar, which is self-development, and that beyond just having the potential, you have to divine it, develop it, you have to refine it, because the world doesn't go for just raw product, they go for finished product. So whatever gifts you have, whatever talent you have, is trying to tell us that we should develop it, we should refine it, we should make it better, we should make it better. And use two examples of two people that are amazing. Who can remember their names? Let me know in the comment section. Even though he spoke about a doctor and spoke about as another woman in Nigeria. Who knows the person? Let me know if you are really following. Let me know if you are. Who are two people he mentioned? He mentioned, okay, he mentioned Dr. Olutoye Oluyinka, and he also mentioned another person. Who knows that person? Who knows that person? Okay, he's back. So let me. All right.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh my God. Sorry about that. Network keeps kicking in
Yeah.
and out. But we
Okay.
must do the assignment. We must finish what we started. Okay.
Exactly.
So I was talking about self-development, right? And I said that every individual or nation that still plays around the natural resources will continue to remain small. If you're at that point of natural resources, your natural talents, you will not go far. You will remain small. Now, so you need to take your development very seriously. You need to take it very seriously. You need to prioritize it, right? Now, so when you look at nations that make a lot of money, these are nations who export finished products. So we have cocoa in abundance, but we don't have chocolates. Chocolates coming from Italy, right? So, and we pay a lot of money to have chocolates coming to our country. Meanwhile, we have the raw materials. Does that tell you anything? So you need to move a notch higher to self-develop. Now you need to be in classes like this. You need to read books. You need mentorships. You need to attend conference events. You need to get into inner rooms where conversations that can shape you are being discussed. Okay, so that is a step to self-development. Go and learn, improve on that talent that you have. If singing is your talent, then you need to go to music school so that talent can be refined to how to do it properly, not just for Lagos. It's supposed to be celebrated in New York, anywhere in the world you want to be rated. Okay, so self-development very important. I can spend time talking about self-development, but please take every opportunity to develop yourself. Keep developing yourself, keep growing, and you will see how your impact will be skyrocketed. And then the last but not the least, the third pillar to mark of leadership is self-deployment. Self-deployment. So we've looked at self-discovery, self-development, self-deployment. Self-deployment is the third level and most important level. This is where you deploy yourself. Bring out everything that you have. So you've trained, and now you are deploying your skill. As a project manager, you are deploying your skill. You've trained as a speaker, now you are deploying your skill. You've trained as an accountant, now you are deploying. Self-deployment is putting yourself there to create solutions for the problems that exist in the world. Remember, ab initio, I had said that you are an extension of every possibility God can actually in this world. All the possibilities He creates, but He cannot come down to do them. So He has that ability in you. Now, that ability will make sense and celebrated when you utilize the infrastructures of development like school, like all centers, and mentorship opportunity to actually bring them to fruitful life. Self-deployment is what legacy. Self-deployment is what creates. Self-deployment is what leaves an indelible mark on the sands of time. So it's not enough to discover yourself. It's not enough to develop yourself. It's more important to now deploy yourself, because you can have everything stored up on the inside of you, but if you don't deploy, nobody will know that you existed. Nobody will know that you lived. Nobody will feel your impact. So if you want to, these are the pillars to mastering self-leadership, self-discovery, self-development, and self-deployment. So I'm just going to share with you my own journey, how I started, and then I'll close. So back in 2014, all right, that was when I started having self-introspection. I started asking questions. Why am I here? Okay, there's got to be a reason why I'm alive. There's got to be something bigger than just going to school and coming back. There's got to be something bigger than just get admission into the university. Why am I here? So I started asking myself those important questions. And then through an infrastructure in this context, I heard what I'm telling you. I heard what I'm telling you, right? That self-discovery has to do with going back to creation and understanding who God says that you are and all the abilities that you have. That was the beginning, right? So even though I hadn't everything, but I had the body within me, the passion within me to do something for the next generation. So I started focusing on young people. That's in my church. That was my sphere of influence. Right? So I started from my sphere of influence, which is the church. Your sphere of influence includes everywhere that you're familiar with, your school, your environment, your family, your church, anywhere you find yourself, okay, and you're familiar with that place, that's your sphere of influence. So one of my spheres of influence was church. So I started from the church. And I was putting together seminars, training to help young people learn how to succeed in their UTM, Unified Tertiary Matriculation Exam, what you call JAM, right? And I training them how to pass JAM, how to pass WAEC, how to pass. So I was doing all of these things because I was just expressing the burden within me. I needed to do something extra. I needed to do something beyond me, beyond my own personal needs. I needed to step a notch higher from meeting my own personal needs to meeting the needs of others, right? So that was how I started doing the things I was doing, little by little, program after programs, events after events. Then I moved from the church, visiting communities. And I remember in one occasion how that I set a goal to visit 1,000 students in 1,000 students 1 week. And the message was simple. I want to teach them how to make excellent career choices, right, in school.
Okay, I guess the network is very bad tonight. It's still breaking, and I want to just apologize for the glitches. Like, even though you plan some things, things still happen. Okay, I guess you can hear me now. Let me see. Okay, sir, can you hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
It's better now. Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so let me wrap up, right? So at the end of the day, I visited 2,000 students, impacting in them and teaching them how to make excellent career choices in their school. And that's how I've been, developing myself and growing, taking courses, being in different mentorship classes, learning and learning, reading books to improve the quality of the work that I do. And here we are. I mean, time will fail me to share more stories, but here we are. I'm just trying to let you know most important pillar of self leadership, self deployment, putting yourself out there, pouring out everything that you can do. Okay. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I have come to the end of my presentation. And before I hand over the mic to Mr. Mordecai, if you have any question, I just want to say this. Oh, excuse me. I just want to say this, right? And this is from Les Brown. This is from Les Brown, and this is to consolidate the point that we have shared today. He said, and I quote, that imagine that you are on your deathbed, right? Imagine that you are on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potentials, unfulfilled talents, right? And those ghosts are around you looking at you disappointed, upset, and sad. And they're saying to you, you would have brought us to life, but you didn't. Now we have to go to the grave with you. Now, the question is, how many ghosts will stand around your deathbed when your time comes? I hope none. I hope none. I hope none. I hope that with this knowledge that you have, you begin to put them into practice, to self deploy, bring out everything that you have so that the world can witness your solutions. So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for giving me your ear time tonight. And thank you for paying attention from the start to the beginning, irrespective of the glitches that we had earlier. So, I cannot wait to celebrate the great impact that you're going to create in the world. And if we have questions, please, I'll be here to just take a few of them and we'll call it a night. Thank you, Mordecai, and your team for putting this together. I appreciate you.
Thank you so much, sir. This is loaded. This is powerful. Like I'm blown, and I love the example you use. Like, okay, I love the example you use because you're not speaking from knowledge, you're speaking from experience. I'm sure he's going to join us again because if you have any question you want to ask Mr. Val, please get ready to just put that in the comment section. But for now, can you just give him his round of applause? Like just clap for Mr. Val. This is awesome. This despite the glitches, we see he was able to like impact us and share from his wealth of wisdom and knowledge. So thank you. Please round of applause for Mr. Val. Please quickly do that. Quickly do that. This is powerful. This is powerful and insightful. Thank you so much, sir. I really appreciate this. Really appreciate this. So, while I'm waiting for your question, to recap what he said, he mentioned about how it's important that we are created to lead. All right. He spoke about the pillars of leadership. He spoke about self-discovery, self-awareness, which is the beginning, and also he spoke about self-development. You have to refine yourself. And finally, he spoke about the self-deployment, and he said that is the most important part of it, putting yourself out there. So before you ask question, I'll just ask a question, sir. So, for example, if there's someone watching us now and, as like you said, discovered himself, all right, as and I'm saying this because I was is some I was like that actually initially. All right, I've discovered myself when I was many years ago. I've discovered myself. I was developing myself because it's a journey, and also I was deploying myself to, but then I was still struggling with so much. Like, I was sometimes scared to do some things. Like if you say, okay, come and do something, I'm usually scared. I know I've discovered myself. I know I'm developing myself. I know I really need to deploy myself. In fact, I'm deploying myself, but sometimes I'm doing it afraid. So for someone here, but there are people here now that they've discovered, they've developed themselves, but they are still scared to just go out there, like maybe start something, put themselves out there. Like maybe they're afraid of maybe their weaknesses, maybe they're afraid of like maybe their background, and like people, I know people like that, they know they, and some of them are actually depressed. So for someone like that, they know why they are here in this world, they're even working towards developing themselves, but they are still afraid to, like I just shared my story. I'm actually scared to come live. I know I need to impact people, but I'm actually scared to come live, come for live video, come online. But 2 years ago, I told myself that, see, if I keep doing like this, I'll never become meaningful. I'll never impact lives. I'll never touch people globally. So I told myself I'll go live every month. For the past 2 years, I've been doing that. And now it has become more easier for me. But for some people are still struggling with it. So what can you, is there a method, is there a process, or is there a mindset they must have to just put themselves out there beyond discovering themselves, and how can they break that mental like obstruction to just go out there and start making change and creating impact?
Okay, thank you, Monica. That's a beautiful question. So I'm just going to answer you briefly. First of all, anybody who is in that state is supposed to understand that there's nothing like perfection. Perfection is an illusion, all right? Remember, from 2 years back, you were not able to come live. Now you are able to come live, all right? It is said that Rome was not built in a day, but the blocks are laid consistently daily, all right? So that thing that you're afraid to do, do it scared. Do it scared. That's what I would say. Do it afraid. Keep doing it afraid, and then you will master the art. Perfection does not exist as far as the human condition is concerned. It doesn't exist because in the next 5 years, I'll be better than I am right now. In the next 20 years, I'm going to move a notch higher. So it's inherent in humanity to unlock greater possibilities. So there's nothing like perfection. So anybody in that state, oh, I've been logged off. Oh. Being logged off. Shit.
No, we can see you, sir. We can see you, sir. We can. Okay, I guess the network is really okay. Let me see if it's back.
Oh my God.
Okay,
Sorry,
we can hear you
the
now, sir.
network is something else, right? So,
The network is really
yeah.
something tonight.
So, perfection, like I said, is an illusion. Do it scared. As you're developing yourself, put
Hmm,
yourself out there. I mean, check out Google, check out all the big companies in the world. They were not like this 20 years back. You will laugh at their first
that's true.
release. Yes. Go and watch your first public speaking outing. You will laugh. But change is noiseless. I just need to put this
Hmm,
out. Change is noiseless, right? You don't know when change is occurring. When you plant a seed, change has started, but you're not going to see the result of that change the next day. You would see it probably after 3 months, 6 months, 1 year. That's when you see something sprouting out from the ground. So what you're doing now is simply the seed that is being sown and is maturing. In the next 1 year, you would see how much impact you have created and how much growth you have experienced when you don't stop. All right. So it's when you stop, your growth stops. So there's never anybody who you celebrate today that did it when they were ready. When you're ready, you are late.
yeah,
Start
that's it.
now.
Wow, awesome, awesome. Thank you very much for that. And Michael is asking this question. So my question is that as a person trying to discover themselves, but found out you have lots of gifts and talent, how could you know or discover which is your gift? Talking about multi potential, like people that have several talents and potential. How should they go about it?
Okay. So if you're a multi-potentialite, you have lots of gift on the inside of you, amazing, right? It's a beautiful thing to have. But what you can do, what I advise people to do is to focus on one strength, right? You cannot put two legs in a you cannot put two legs in one shoe. That would be a disaster. Right? So you have to first of all get on with one skill, build influence with that skill so that the value that you are creating from that one skill will cascade. It will create ripple effect on the other skills that you have. It becomes very easy for you. So when you focus on one and you move, I wasn't a writer before, I was just a speaker until I discovered that I will not be everywhere at the same time. My books can travel miles away, right? So I needed to learn how to write. So I speak now, I write now. Does that make
Wow.
sense? So I write, I have books. Yeah. So I had to first of all build mastery in public speaking, influence people. So when people see my book, oh, Mr. Val, I've heard about him, and I think that his book will make more sense. Do you see how these
Hmm.
things work? So if a multi-potentialite, right? So you have to start with one and then you move to the others.
Great, great, great. Thank you very much for that answer. And the last question: do you have a recommended book towards self leadership? And please, I just use your point to talk about your books and how they can get it.
Okay, so there are so many books I'm going to talk about. I'm just going to insert mine. So one of the books that has helped me, so you can write these ones down. Number one, releasing your potential, releasing your potential, maximizing your potential, understanding your potentials, all by late Dr. Miles Moreau. So understanding your potential, releasing your potential, maximizing your potential. These are great books that when you read, you will have a better understanding of who you truly are and what you can do in the world. Then you can read Developing the Leader Within You and Developing the Leader Around You by John Maxwell. Developing the Leader Within You and Developing the Leader Around You. These are two different books by John Maxwell. You can read Stephen R. Covey's The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, The Seven Habits of Highly Effective People, right? Stephen R. Covey. You can also read Norman Vincent Peale's The Power of Positive Thinking. The Power of Positive Thinking, Norman Vincent Peale. You can also read Tim LaHaye's How to Know Who You Are, right? It's about emotions, okay? Then you can get my books, Dominates by Mr. Val Okafor. So you can get it. I'll just share a link to our store. You can get any personal development material that you're looking for. You can get Dominate. You can get my book that I released recently, Knock on Doors. Okay. You can also get The Stage is Yours. You Can't Afford to Be Useless. These are all books by Mr. Val Okafor. And then you can take advantage of our programs like the Next Level Conversation Young Leaders Program. You can take advantage of Mastering the Podium. Want to learn how to speak in public with power and influence. This course is for you. And we're starting next week, Sunday. So just once you visit the store, you will see a lot of resources that you can take advantage of, or Mr. Mordecai could share my private line, and then you contact
Okay,
me for the conversation.
great.
Thank you very much.
Great, great. So I'm going to get the link to the store and I'm going to share it on the group. So if you're not on the group, join Top Club. We are sharing the link so that I can get access to those resources that Mr. Okafor just shared. And also I'll be sharing his contact in case anyone wants to reach out to him. Sir, can I do that, right?
Yes, the people that want to reach out to take action on what I've said.
Exactly. Hope you are the people that have to take action, not just to say hello.
Only
Not
action
just hello,
takers.
how are you? It's people that want to take action, okay? And I'm sure you'll be transformed by the various resources that Mr. Okavo. Once again, I want to thank you very much, sir, for the time. I want to thank you for giving. Please, can you give him a round of applause again? He deserves it. He's an amazing leader. I'm inspired by his work. And okay, I only met you briefly. So was it 2 years ago? Yeah, I only met you briefly, and I can't wait to meet you again. And I'm inspired by what you are doing. Please keep up the amazing work. You are inspiring us. Okay, there are people that goes that become shining lights that clear the path for others to pass. And Mr. Volokafo is such a person. So please follow him across all social media platforms on Facebook, Instagram,
Thank you very
LinkedIn,
much.
Twitter at Val Okafor. That's what I know it as, right? Val Okafor, and I'm sure you'll be inspired by his various stories and his various like. In fact, the dressing, please, you have to commend him. He's really dressing like a global leader, which I want to, I want to like be like that, right? So well done, sir. We are inspired by all your journey. Thank you very much for tonight. We really appreciate you. So we'll chat again. We'll talk to you.
Thank you very
Yes, sir. Thank you,
much.
sir. Yeah.
All right. Bye,
Bye.
everyone.
So I'm sure tonight you've been inspired. You've learned a lot from the team for tonight. Which is mastering self leadership, and I'm sure that you're ready to take action. Don't forget, it's not enough to just read. It's not enough to just learn. It's not enough to just listen to such great conversation. The most important thing to do is to take action. So ask yourself today that what am I going to start doing differently? All right. How am I going to discover myself? How am I going to start developing what I have? And like example, reading books, taking advantage of those resources, coming back to watch this replay, and also how can I start deploying myself? All right, that's what you start thinking about. Take action. We are in the month of February. Some of you have great plans for the year, but don't wait till you are perfect. Like I said, say perfection is an illusion. Please take action, get resources, develop yourself, discover yourself, and start deploying yourself. Start working on that project. And I'm sure that by doing that, you not only like inspire yourself, you also inspire this generation and make God and your world proud. Thank you all for joining tonight. Till we see you in our next webinar in March. Keep living purposefully and inspire.